Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you the daily Apple report for Monday, January 29th, 2024. But before I walk you through the charts, as usual, just want to encourage you to please click like if you haven't already. Subscribe to the Wicked Stocks YouTube channel. Share the content, if you would, with friends and colleagues, and check out wickedstocks.com, where we offer a full suite of both daily and weekly analytical videos just like this one. Daily analysis in the SPY and the Triple Q, that is the S&P 500 and NASDAQ 100 ETFs. Weekly analysis in the S&P 500 Index, the NASDAQ 100 Index, the Long Bond ETF, the TLT, as well as 2 individual stock picks a week that you never see on YouTube. That is 8 a month that cater to the 3 to 5 week swing trader out to the 3 to 5 month near-term investor. We're always looking for at least 20% moves on those stock picks, and you can check out all of this for no cost for 5 days. We offer a 5-day free trial up front with a wickedstocks.com subscription. So sign up for wickedstocks.com, check it all out. If you don't like what you see within 5 days, you can cancel your subscription at no cost to you whatsoever. Let's jump into the charts. I'll start with the big picture, work our way into the day itself. Just a reminder that the long-term outlook remains constructive through the year above this mid-160s long-term support. It's a formation we settled above in May, revisited in autumn, October low, rallied. Following the rally off that most recent testing in October, the market then tested and settled above this descending channel top coming off that July high. We revisited that as well 4 or 5 weeks ago. The 177.98 descending channel top contains selling pressures nicely and can continue to do so if tested over the coming weeks. But we're not expecting as much. We've had a couple of near-term buy signals that suggest the 205, 210 region. Longer term, 236.50, not out of the question by the end of the year, so long as we continue holding above what I would just call simply the mid-160s and secondarily above the upper 170s. And that is the big picture. I can get to kind of the daily chart here and just show that it was about a week and a half ago that we settled above descending 2/3 speed line that is presently at 185.66 that nudged the market into a more decisive bullish framework as we move into February trade. Now we've fallen away the last couple of days, so obviously there is some degree of concern for downside possibility. I'll get to that in a moment. Actually, I will get to that right now. This 5/8 Fibonacci that is still there, a static level based on the December high against the more recent January low. Even on the way back down, these can hold daily selling pressures. So holding above 192.19, we remain stable for the early week and even bullish into later week next. Above 192.19, we can continue testing this 196.16 low of the high. Now, I didn't expect this to hold as well as it did, but it did, and it can, and this does happen. I do like the low of the high. I never want to, or the high of the low. I never like to neglect using them as a support or resistance level. Holding above 192.19 by the end of next week, I would expect 199.62. And upside today, 196.16 can contain intraday, potentially daily buying pressures once again, and a settlement today above 196.16 should yield a test Tuesday, Wednesday of 199.62. Just a weekly resistance area. In other words, yes, able to contain weekly buying pressures, but I'm not expecting significant bearish rotation off this level. And in fact, as I'd mentioned before, it was the settlement above this speed line about a week and a half ago that signaled not only 199.62 within 2 to 3 weeks, we're about a week and a half into that right now, but more importantly, the 207.33 rising channel top as a 1 to 2 month objective. And if we were to close above 199.62 over the next week or so, then we're just 2 to 3 weeks away at the most from reaching this 207.33 rising channel top, where we could top out on a monthly, possibly quarterly basis. It could be for more than a month as we could fall away from here back to channel support perhaps. I don't even want to say where that is just yet. Well, I'll tell you right now, it's in the 180s and climbing. So we'll just see where it's at if we or when we test 207.33. Now let's take a look at the downside once again, where, let me find the right chart here for us, and that is simply the 102.19 level that I've already mentioned, this static 5/8 level that may well contain daily selling pressures, solid day trade and 3 to 5 day swing trade. Day trade, you could anticipate a return to 196.16. 1 to 2 weeks. By the end of the week, perhaps 199.62. So it's a day trade. It's a 3 to 5 day swing trade. And it's also a 3 to 5 day swing trade to the downside. So if we break today 192.19, there is a 3/8 Fibonacci down here at 190.19 that I would expect today. 3/8 off of that early January low against last week's high. And that could be it for the day. But if we close below 192.19, I think you should prepare for the 186.93 to 187.25 area. Former horizontal channel top that we settled above a week and a half ago, and a new rising 2/3 speed line that is based in part on last week's high, trend defining to some extent. If we close below 192.19, 3 to 5 day sell signal into the 186.93 to 187.25 region, where we could bottom out not only for the week, but possibly into later February before rounding up again within 2 to 3 weeks back to 199.62, etc., etc. Are we going to retest, I should say, this upper 170s long-term support? Yes, support was at one time resistance that we tested about a month and a half ago at 177.98. So are we going to revisit that area? And the answer is yes, if we close below this 186.93 to 187.25 area. I don't expect to see the upper 170s again, but if we close below 186.93, that is a 1 to 2 week sell signal into the 177.62 to 177.98 region, where once again we can bottom out through February, bottom out into the second quarter, and turn higher again. There is an updraft in this market longer term, primarily above 163.39 to 164.80, and secondarily above 177.98. And I think new highs are on the horizon. The 207 formation that I showed here in reach over the next couple of months, where we could top out on a monthly, possibly quarterly basis. 207.33 is right now right about here on this chart. And that is that rising channel top. You can see that while it could contain buying, on a monthly, possibly quarterly basis, we could fall away again. That closing above that 207.53, we're probably just 2 to 3 months away from reaching our long-term objective at 236.50, a 4-year rising channel top that can contain annual buying pressures if or when tested. Is there anything else to say? I don't think so. I'll just mention 3 to 5 day swing traders go short below 192.19, expecting 186.93. 3 to 5 day swing traders can bottom pick 192.19 until then, anticipating 199.62. 2 to 3 week swing traders, you could have at a sale of 199.62. You may already be long following the buy signal a week and a half ago above 185.66. So you may already be long, and I would say that if we close today below 192.19, you may exit that long position, take some small profits, in anticipation then to sort of have at it again in the 186.93 to 187.25 region. Closing above 199.62 is not a significant buy signal, but it's worth 1 to 3 weeks up to 207.33, where we can top out. This is where profits can be taken if you're kind of a 1 to 2, 2 to 3 month swing trader. If you happen to be buying the upper 170s a month or so ago, we had mentioned at that time how there is a new rising channel top that we hadn't committed to yet because we wanted to see what the low was, but we'd mentioned the 205, 210 area is something you could reach for as we were testing at that time low 180s longer term support, and that is still in play. And if you're long from there, obviously I'm not going to tell you what to do. I will say, though, once again, that if we close below 186.93 over the next week or so, we are going to revisit that long-term support again. So, whether you exit your long position, take small profits below 186.93, that's entirely up to you, of course. I'm going to leave it at that. I think I've said everything. Please click like, share, subscribe. Check out wickedstocks.com. We offer a lot of daily analysis, weekly analysis that you'll love. We offer a 5-day free trial. So if you don't love it, you can bow out at no cost to you whatsoever. I will be back tomorrow with Tuesday's Apple Report. You have a great day.